I think Dawn's ready today, so we'll go and find her. Here she is.
Morning, Mark.
Morning. Episode 71, Tuesday the 2nd of June 2020. Keeping up the good work. Had your hair done. Momentous day. Back in action. Oscar's going to hydrotherapy for the first time since lockdown. With restrictions.
Well, I've got to take him into an area and then hand him over. I'm not allowed in the building.
No. So he'll enjoy that, I'm sure.
Am I tall or something? Is that better?
That's okay, yeah.
I don't want to be taller than you. You get upset.
Yeah, I know.
Class, really.
Okay, right. Angie Crush was back in action, breaking Barry Royden's run of success with the music. She got Billie Eilish, No Time to Die, the latest James Bond theme song, and it linked to the previous piece of music, which was Carol Bayer Sager, who'd written James Bond theme. So that was the link there. So now we go on to today's music.
What are you going to do next?
Yeah, what am I going to do next? So
you're right up an alley, aren't you, at the moment, Bond?
Yeah, by the way, Barry Royden's on 9.0, Angie Crush 8.5, Steve Fury 7.5, Tony Fulbrook 7.0.
Right.
It's Tunbridge AC against Medway and Maidstone. All vets, right? Veterans, not vets as in dogs.
Animals.
Right. Okay, here we go.
That was clear, but it's a piano, and that was it. Oh, it's not Robbie Williams, is it?
You're not supposed to guess.
Okay.
Getting carried away there. There'll be uproar. I'd have to go and do it again. Right, okay. Catchphrase. Graham Saker got it. Can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Yeah.
Okay, and we've got another one today. Again, it's best you don't get involved because it gives them a chance, a few others to have a go at something. So here we go.
Okay.
Here's today's. Where is he?
Honestly.
All right.
Oh dear. Yeah.
There you go. Good old Oscar making a starring role in the catchphrase competition. Right. Oh, feedback. Hubert in Canada responding to book recommendations. Here's one for you. You might like to look at. I don't know if you researched it. Little Fires Everywhere. Intriguing book, but it's also been adapted into a Netflix series, according to Angie Crush. So we might have a look at that at some stage.
Okay.
All right. Netflix. Little Fires Everywhere. What's it called?
Little Fires Everywhere.
Well done. He also responded to the cul-de-sac issue of street parties and said in Canada, local jazz musicians offer free concerts up your road if you want one. So they do things differently over there, don't they? Yeah.
It is about interpretation. You get a rule. I mean, I'm not going to say anymore.
No, don't get worked up over that. No. His choice for 3 people on an island, his wife, for love and cuddles, as he put it, Canadian Bear Grylls, and his unborn grandchild. He's planning well ahead because he wants a carer for when he's old. But he's already old, so yeah. And
he hasn't said who he wants to eat first.
Oh, no, I'm not sure he did say that, actually, no.
No.
But he would like a knife, a wine cellar, and a German Shepherd dog. So he's not far off what we were talking about. if he's on his desert island. Going back to what you were saying about lockdown and police being called, and what I mentioned yesterday, Grazia Manzotti was on a walk and walked past a pub, and the guy at the pub, the landlord, was actually doing some work, and they asked him if he was preparing to open at any stage in the future, and he said no, he hadn't opened at all, even for deliveries, but he'd had 3 raids by the police because he'd been reported by neighbours for being open because they'd seen him and his family inside. Shocking.
He lived there.
Yeah, so it's such a
That's a classic case, isn't it? Of if you're a neighbour, you go up to the guy and you say, or for whatever reason, you go and ask a question before you ring the police. Why are you wasting police time?
No, it is.
It's very, very peculiar. I mean, this is how they carry on in normal times, let alone lock up. I mean, honestly. And the other thing that brings me on, A&E say they're not very busy. The reason they're not very busy is because the pubs are closed and no one's falling over and hurting themselves.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's a funny old time, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I don't either.
I'll get on to something else in a second, ask your opinion on. But I just wanted to pick up, coincidentally, I was reading the paper yesterday and we were talking about encounters with animals, snakes, cows, all sorts of things, and bears. And Sarah, who's in Tasmania now, ex-Canadian, had the closest encounter with a bear. And coincidentally, this came up in the Times yesterday. Here we go. Where a jogger in, where was it? Sloker Valley, 400 miles from Vancouver. So, Hubert, not far from you, was met by a black bear. And the jogger scooted up a tree, waited for the bear to go, but the bear was quite cunning because when he came back down, the bear scampered out again from behind the bushes. He'd been hiding and waiting. And so, yeah.
Does that mean that black bears can't climb trees? I thought bears could climb trees.
Well, that was one of the questions I had. That's for our Canadian specialist, I think. Intriguingly, anyone thinking of going hiking in Canada, especially near Vancouver, the local emergency services came out because he shouted. I mean, I just so many questions here because you'd think he was on his own in the middle of nowhere. But anyway, the local emergencies came and used what's called bear spray.
Oh, that probably it's something that they don't like, is it?
Yeah, I mean, we'd use some, spray for flies yesterday, didn't we? And we put down.
Yeah. We had a gathering of 4 flies who just wouldn't fly away.
Yeah. And we've got an infestation of ants as well, and we're dealing with that.
It's not an infestation. I mean, honestly, there's only about, I don't know, I mean, it's a troop. I found an ant's nest, but I've sprayed it, and it's, I checked it yesterday, and there's no more there. But this time of year, they come out in abundance, unfortunately.
Yeah. Anyway, here's your first question. I wasn't going to ask this, but it made me think. I saw the pictures of IKEA with hundreds of people queuing up for like up to 4 hours to get into IKEA. And it was a hot day. It was 2 days ago, I think. What's the attraction of IKEA and queuing like that? Have you got any idea? Because I can't fathom it out. I just would order something.
No. And to be quite honest with you, I wouldn't queue for any length of time now. I remember queuing for some tickets for Wimbledon, and I think I had sun cream on, I had a hat on, I had sunglasses, but I still managed to get I was overexposed to the sun. I'm not a sun person, unfortunately, and it was just too much for me, and I landed up with a migraine, feeling ill, and it was awful. And so that would play on my mind. And so if there was anything other than sort of like 10 people in front of me, there's no way that I would queue. I have no idea. Only can think that it is boredom, and people are just thinking, "Oh, I'll go to IKEA because I've got nothing else to do," and that's the only reason I could think of. Because I mean, even at the best of times, you wouldn't catch me in IKEA.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh, why's that then?
It's crowds. I don't like crowds, do I? For goodness sake. Are you with me? Or do you know who I am? Are you living with another woman or something? Do you know anything about me?
He has an aversion to crowds. So, yeah,
I don't go out shopping Christmas time. You know I don't.
okay.
Honestly, what's that about? Is it because there's loads of people and I can't be bothered with it? I don't like it.
Well,
It's not something I enjoy.
after your experience at Wimbledon, we tried a different tactic, didn't we? We went up there in the very late afternoon, evening, thinking the crowds would have died down a bit and people would
Yeah.
be coming out and we'd be able to go in. And we thought we'd done it really well and thought there was a really short queue, but it turned out it was about a mile long still, didn't we? So,
Yeah, but we managed to get in, and we did see some tennis. I mean, it's a poor man's game, isn't it? Really, queuing up for tickets for Wimbledon, etc. Oh, I just said to you the other day, and then I suddenly realised we're in May, not we weren't actually in June yet. So maybe they're allowing doubles, so maybe there might be some tennis. Who knows?
mm. Okay, going on to finally a cheery subject. I was looking up questions I could ask you.
Okay,
And
interrogation coming on. Go on.
this one came to mind. I don't know why, a bit depressing in a way. What would people say, do you think, about you at your funeral?
Oh, hopefully nothing mushy. I mean, it is what it is. I told you I want a jazz band, and I want it to be happy. I do appreciate that some people, it is so sad at that time, and they do miss the person, etc. And I'm not looking forward to the next few years, because I know that my mum and dad are elderly and etc., and they could go at any time, and I'm realistic about it, but I know it won't be the best of times. And so rather than being morbid, I'd hope that they will be upbeat about it and say that, I approach life in a sunny way. So, can they not be can they not be jolly at the end? I'll leave instructions, okay, so you do it properly, okay?
She approached life in a sunny way. But what do you fear they might say behind your back?
Oh God, who knows and who cares? I have no intention of worrying my head about what people say about me, because at the end of the day, I can do nothing about it.
Ah, got no thoughts what they might say?
I've got loads of thoughts on what they could say, but that's not the point. I'm not bothered about it. And anyway, I'm dead, so it doesn't matter. So why would I worry about it? Who cares? Get on with the next subject.
That's it.
Oh, you're not very good, are you? I'm going to go. Am I taking Oscar for a walk with you?
Yeah. Well, you're not answering my question, so I'm not answering yours.
There are all sorts of things like, oh, this woman might have driven us mad. She gets on her nerves. She had a kind heart, but my God, she never stopped talking, or something like that. I have no idea.
That's all like it. It's all coming out now.
And I don't care either, because at the end of the day, you cannot change who you are. You've got to, you have certain little rules in life, and you live by them. And when you're dead, it doesn't matter what people say. I hope they would, if I was at a funeral and I was asked to say some words, I would only speak in kindness, because at the end of the day, no matter what, it wouldn't make any difference. And those people are mourning, and so they should just hear nice things rather than horrible things.
Well, we mentioned that in an episode earlier, didn't we, where people should say things to people's faces when they're alive, not after they've gone, perhaps.
No, I mean, it's no good bringing up the fact that she stole my boyfriend or something like that, at the funeral. I mean, good God, it's far too late. See you later. Bye.
Here we go. There you go, viewers. What do you think people might say about you when you've gone? Or what are you fearful they might say about you behind your back at a similar occasion? Be interesting. Okay, I hope you all have a good day.